Good morning. Oh, festive fun. It's so good to be silly sometimes. We get too serious most of the times. So it's good just to try in a couple different personalities and see what suits you, maybe what doesn't. But at least you try and you see. And then things are sometimes innately you too. Those are the things that actually are God-given gifts, where we are restored and recovered to that part of which is our true self. And that's a great gift too. Just to imagine that every day you could stand up and actually just be you, like your truth. You don't have to mind how you are or anything like that, or try fit in a box, but you do what's naturally you. Just take a moment to think about that. Maybe we'll see what the feeling that comes up, maybe that feels comforting or feels comfortable. Or maybe there's a block in the mind which says that's unreal, that's impossible. Possibly in an old world that we lived in, but the new world that we're entering into is one where you get to be you, and that is the greatest gift. So let's bring our hands together at the place of our heart, Atma Anjali. And today I'll channel my inner elf, just allowing that energy just to come through to add a little playfulness to our practiceness, so that as we unwind from what we were, so we can come into who we are. Take a moment here to truly tune into your heart-centeredness. The one inside that begs you, pleads with you, says, please listen to me. Listen. Really tap into the listening. What are you being called forward to, brought into? You hearing the call is calling you. Listen to your heart. Let it speak true. Maybe it's known, maybe it's unknown. Maybe we totally don't know or are surprised by what arises. That's okay. Just tap in and tune in and see what the gifting is of your heart, your soul, reminding you so you may remembering. And if nothing seems to show up, that's also very cool. Tap into a feeling that will bring a smile naturally to your lips, that's associated with this gifting from your soul. See if there's an energy, an emotion, a feeling that you can wish to experience when you step into that place of your true inner authority. See if you can conjure a smile. Take a deep breath in. And then round your lips and blow all the air out, like you're blowing out a candle on the other side of the room, like this. We're going to do that again. We're going to inhale through the nose. And we're going to blow. A couple more. We have a little caroler. She's coming to sing to us. Inhaling. One more deep breath. Bow your chin a little bit deep into your chest. And while you're there, bring your thumbs between your eyebrows and let it touch. awaken within you, your inner sight. Let's step nice and tall and inhale, arms reach up. And then bring the left hand forward, right hand back and twist through your spine, but don't let your hands touch the ground. You have to use your legs here. This left hip, pull it back, right arm, press it back, and then left hand, press it forward. Use your head and turn and look through your eyes all the way to the other side. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, deep breath in. A full breath out. And then inhale, arms reach up and hook your thumbs and bend the elbows out to the side and stay here. And just gently wiggle out your spine. And here too, you can open your mouth really wide. And then stretch your arms up towards the sky. And then release your hands and bring your right hand forward, left hand back. This right hip, pull it back to the wall behind you. Imagine somebody's got your right hand and they're pulling you forward and towards the left. And your left hand, somebody's got it behind you, pulling it back very gently. And then pulling it towards the right. And then turn your head and use your eyes and twist. Use your core as you're inhaling. Find the strength from your core at the pelvic floor. Like a tree that grows all the way up, all the way to the crown of your head with a star right on top of your head. Inhale, arms reach up again, hook opposite thumb. Big breath in here. And then bend your elbows and lift your chin. Pull the elbows out towards the side. You can even open your eyes really wide. And see if you can see your eyebrows or your forehead. Really open your eyes really wide. And then reach back up. And then take your hands behind you. Fingers are going to face towards your bottom. Release your feet out in front of you. If you're seated on something, just take that out the way. Fingertips are going to face towards your bottom. And look at your feet and make sure that they're parallel. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Roll your shoulders up to your ears. And then draw your elbows back. And you're going to press into your feet. You're going to lift your hips all the way up. Don't let your bottom droop down. Really press into your heels. Use your arms to lift your chest. Pull your shoulders lightly back so they're over the wrists. Press into your heels and into the balls of your feet and into the pads of each toe. Find your inner knees. Imagine you can squeeze, but don't let the knees fall into each other. Press into your legs, your feet. Lift your bottoms a little higher. Stay or breathe. And now we're going to move forward and back. Maybe we're making a Santa's bag of toys. This could be like a, I don't know, just came into my head like a train. That's funny. Pull your knees forward, then your shoulders back, and keep pressing into your heels. Don't let your bottom droop down. And then walk your hands now towards, I have to move Aurora's feet out the way, towards your heels. So we come into a malasana. So now we forward like this, and you can walk your hands down in front of you. And your arms can be a little bit on the inside of your knees. And then chin's going to drop down to your chest. You're going to move your head, just like in a figure of 8. Move your upper body, maybe walk your hands towards one side. And you can even let that, if you're walking your hands towards the right, lift your left heel and gently twist. We can do that. And then you walk your hands all the way to the opposite side. And even if this right heel lifts, then you twist. I'm going to go back and forward a couple of times, just side to side. So if I go towards the right, my left heel can lift. I can also keep it down. It feels different if I do that. But see if you can find a little bit of flow and freedom. So it's not just very stagnant. You can also place your left hand in the middle and your right hand on your right knee and twist your spine and open your chin away from your chest. And make gentle circles with the crown of your head. You can bring the ear down towards the shoulder. You can look towards the arm and you can lift the head. You can look towards the arm and lift the head back up. And then you can go the opposite side. That feels really good. So kind of explore what your body's needing. So one hand can be on the knee and the other hand on the ground, and twist through your spine. There's even like movement through your shoulder and your upper spine. See if you can just see where your body is holding onto energy as you twist. If you've done both sides, then come back to the midline. Walk your feet so they're a little bit closer. Your heels slightly in and your toes out, and walk your hands forward. Chin to chest and wiggle out your bottom. And then bring your toes so now your toes are parallel, your feet are parallel. Keep your chin to your chest, your fingers out in front of you. Squeeze your knees into your arms. And now slowly start to straighten out your legs. Like you're unfolding. Maybe like a wooden doll that's been like his legs have been stretched straight. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to just like sit back down. See if you can keep your knees like pointing straight over your toes. Your hips going to come towards your heels. And then you're going to slowly, by maybe even trying to keep your chest or your stomach on your thighs. And then you'll bend your knees again. And you can go very slowly. You don't have to go fast at all. Like we should slow down, right? And then lifting and straightening. And this is a nice time just to also like linger in the straightening. And then bending the knees, curling chin to chest, walking the hands out in front of you. A couple more. Straightening. And as you straighten, start to straighten out your spinal column too. So instead of rounding it, see if you can find like almost like a upward facing dog type of spine. Like a gentle one, like a cobra. And you come down and it's like you're draping. Maybe like a rag doll. You can do that a couple more times, like a rag doll. It feels good on the quadriceps and get a nice workout here. As you're doing that too, your inner core, your navel, find that strength all the way from your pelvic floor between your legs. Let's do 2 more. Each time you come up a little bit like higher, maybe the tips of the fingers kind of dangle on the mat and your spine can be nice and long. Let's do as the last one. Next time we come up, maybe the tips of the fingers can dangle on the ground or on your shins. If you press it into your shins, don't lock your knees out, keep them micro bent. And pull the outer sides of your hips back. See the fingertips on the ground. And the knees here are micro bent. Stay, look straight down towards the ground. And then open your arms towards the side. Like an airplane. Imagine like these old like toy airplanes. Handcrafted and their wings spanning. And you put that model together and you can feel like the wings, how they extend out from your arms all the way to the tips of your fingers. And if you spread your fingers, you've always seen a picture of a eagle's wing just on the edges. And he soars high in the sky. Like take your arms back behind you and interlock the fingers all the way to the webbing. Pull the hands back, lengthen out your spine and fold back in. This time with your legs a little bit straighter. Your hands are going to come over your head. Curl your chin to your chest if that feels good. And then come all the way back up with a straight spine. But this time come standing all the way up. Fingers interlocked, press into your heels, lift your chin and your chest. Now exhale. You're going to fold forward again. Bend your knees. As you come all the way down. And then you just gently straighten them when you're folding forward, hands over your head. And now press into your feet, come up with a straight spine. Legs are micro bent. Press into your heels, lift your chin and your chest. Again, one more time, folding forward. Before we come up, we're going to just hang out here again for a moment.
And then release your hands this time to the ground. But this time you're going to round your spine, so keep your knees bent and let your arms dangle like that rag doll. It's like your hair, everything just drips down right next to you. Don't worry about anything. And it's like, just take each vertebra at a time, uncurling each vertebra until you find your head perfectly straight up towards the sky. Try not to dangle anything, or move anything, I should say. And bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Close your eyes, and this is like a proprioceptive experience. Feel your feet. Where are your feet? How are you standing upon your feet? Where are the inside edges of the balls of your feet? Below your big toe. Where is your big toe, your second and third and fourth and fifth toe? Can you feel that outer edge of the outside edge of the ball of your foot? Or the outer edge of your heel? Or the inner edge of your heel? Or even where your arch is on? And feel how that energy lifts up into your knees. Your knees aren't locked out. There's a softness to the knees so the energy can flow. But there's strength, so it allows the energy to rise, and feel it as you press your heels into the ground, how it moves up into your hips, your pelvic area, and it almost like congregates here, like at the base of the spine. And feel the vertebra, each one coming up. Crown of the head lifts towards the sky. Pull your head lightly back. And again, press into your heels and feel your spine like light up all the way to the crown of your head. Let your fingertips just drape down and close your eyes and be here in this moment. Can you drop everything else? Inhale, swing your arms up towards the sky, look up. Palms touch. And then exhale, hands slide back into the heart center. And take a moment here to recall your intention. Maybe how, as you breathe, you start to clarify inside of you something more clearer. Opportunity, maybe it's just letting go. Inhale, arms up again, palms reach. This time we're going to fold forward, hinging at the hips, heart leaves, head to the knees. Just bow down into yourself and wiggle at your bottom. And then hands flat. We're going to step the right foot back, the left foot back, and then come to your knees. Point your toes back and then bring your bottom towards your heels. Come to the tips of your fingers. So your arms out straight in front of you, your forearms off the mat. Tips of the fingers gently touching the ground. Press your hips into your heels. And then slowly keep your hands where they are, your feet where they are. Bring your weight towards your right hip. And let your right hip move like onto that left heel and maybe even a little bit beyond it. And your body's kind of reaching out towards the left side. Soften your left shoulder and breathe into that left rib. Find the side of your body between each rib. And then slowly come through center and then go to the opposite side. You're just going to hang out here for a moment. You bring all your weight towards that right hip and heel and maybe beyond it so you can find space between your ribs. And then slowly come forward so you back into neutral. Hands out in front of you. You're going to press into the hands, bend your elbows like you're trying to touch your forearms towards the mat. And then press into your hands and come into a cow position. Then we're going to round our spine, tuck the tailbone underneath. Chin to chest, hips to heels. And then again, straight away, forearms, like you accentuate your forearms so you can lift your chest. Press into your hands. Open your throat. And then round, chin to chest. So you're accentuating each of these motions So it's like a slithering snake coming through the grass, lifting your chest, coming into that cow, and then pressing into your hands and rounding your spine into your chest, into that cat. Hips to heels, like an old child's pose. And then coming back, forearms onto the mat. And then tucking everything, accentuating just these motions through your spine, your shoulders. Maybe taking time just to really feel like how my shoulders feeling. We'll do 2 more. And again, see if you can use your arms on the ground to pull your chest forward, opening your throat. And use your hands as you round. Really feel your hands like we felt our feet. The next time we come forward into that cow position, stay there. Lift up your right leg and then flex the foot. And then tuck the toes, and you're going to bring the toes down towards the mat and just stretch through that right heel. Stay in. And lift the leg back up and pull knee to nose, see if you can just touch. And then lift the leg back up. And this time you're going to bend the knee and see if you can touch like the outer part of your right shoulder or elbow. And then reach it back. Now we're going to make circles coming forward. So you're going to see if you can touch the arm and then back to the knee without touching the ground. Back. And just making like 3 of these big circles like this. In one direction. It takes a little bit of strength. And then the next time the knees come together, pull the knee to your nose. Then bring it out and then go back. So it's kind of like those motions that we did previously. Knee to nose, out, back. Next time the legs out behind you, take your right knee behind your left knee. Point both your feet back, and you're going to walk your hands back. And bring your left knee is going to lift off the ground, and bring your hands out in front of you so your chest is on your thighs. Stay here, breathe. Bring your awareness right at the base of your spine, your sacrum area. That's the spaciousness between where the joints meet that holds the bone into place. As we are in this place here, it opens that space. So as you breathe into your body, just feel your breath. Your body has a natural pulse or rhythm, a fluidity to it. We'll take another deep breath here. Just see if you can feel the pulse of your body. And then we're going to come forward. Take that right leg out behind you again. And then pull your knee just down to the mat and bring both your hips to your heels and arms out in front of you. Close your eyes here. You can let your forearms even rest on the mat and just find yourself quiet, or fold your arms so much that you can rest your forehead on your hands. Take a deep breath in. Oh, and a full breath out. Just phew. Walk the hands forward. Come to the tips of your fingers. And then just pull yourself up into like a cat. And then press your hands flat to the mat and come into a cow. Lift your chin, your chest. And then press into your hands and find your spine into a neutral space. Make sure your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Gently draw your shoulder blades back onto your spine. And then take your left leg out. Flex the foot. Press to the heel. Stay here, take a moment just to breathe. I'm going to bring the toes down to the mat and press into your heel so you get a nice stretch through your calf muscle. You can go back and forward even just a little. We'll do one more. And then lift the leg back up. Now curl the knee to your nose so you can touch. As you press into the ground, press your hands in round your spine and really pull the thigh to your chest. Extend the leg back up behind you. Now you're going to bend the knee and bring it onto the outside of your left elbow or shoulder. Touch. Extend it back. Then we're going to pull it again to this outer shoulder, and we're going to make a circle. We're going to bring it back to your neutral, behind, and so a big circle, 3 of them, in one direction. When the knees come together, you change direction, knee to nose, out and back. The next time the legs out straight. Hold it there just for a moment. Now bend the knee and bring that knee behind your right leg. Bring your hips to your heels or between. Your top knee is going to lift off the mat. That's fine. Stay here, breathe. So this is opportunity again to find that pulse and that rhythm in the body. It's like your body is breathing itself. It has a rhythm. See if you can tap into your body's innate rhythm. And there at the base of the spine, that spaciousness. So we're not holding on to things too tight. We're letting things go. Let's take a few more deep breaths. Sometimes it feels a little intense. And then slowly bring yourself forward. Take that left leg back. And then slowly drop it to meet your right and keep your feet pointed back and bring your hips to your heels. Find yourself back in child's pose. We're going to walk the hands towards the right-hand side. And I'll twist through the spine so you press your right hand down and look up towards the sky. Now stay here, breathe. Feel your rib cage as you breathe. There's a lengthening through your spine. And then there's a twisting. It's like everything has its place. It's like a perfect, like Swiss watch when you look inside. And all the gears in their perfect place and how they all turn. And each cog goes exactly where it needs to be. And that is your spine. Take another deep breath in. And full breath out. Release your hands back out in front of you. Come onto the tips of your fingers and just round your spine like a cat. And then wiggle out your spine side to side. And as you wiggle it out, just bring your hips back towards your heels. Then you're going to walk your hands all the way towards the left. You can, if you wanted to, take a prayer mudra, or you just bend your left elbow and place the hand flat on the mat. You get a really nice deep stretch to the back of your right shoulder if you just walk your hand out. And use your breath here too. Find yourself inhaling. Even the occasional sighing, or more than an occasional sighing out the mouth, like enjoying. Let's do another deep breath. And then you're going to slowly walk the hands back out in front of you. And then gently walk the hands towards you so you come seated on your heels. Now, if you can't do that, you can always sit on a cushion. Palms down on the thighs, eyes are closed. Find your breath in your body, inhaling. And exhaling, sighing the breath out. Again, deep breath in. And sighing. One more big breath. Bring your hands forward, just in front of your knees, and bring both your feet out towards like the right-hand side. And your right foot is going to come into the arch of your left foot. Now, if you have a bolster or a blanket or a cushion, you can place it onto your bottom. So it's kind of like a mermaid, but her tail is kind of bent in. So she's sitting like up on her little shell, right? You see one of those like little toys. So she's there, if you will. You can reach your arms up towards the sky. Take the hold of this left wrist, reach up. And then softly side body stretch towards the right. Stay here, breathe. Soften your left shoulder. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And then twist towards the left. Your right hand's going to come across your body towards this left knee and left hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist in. Breathing in. And feel how your chest naturally broadens as you receive the breath. Again, a couple more deep breaths. You can twist your head and open your mouth. That always works. And then slowly bring yourself back to neutral. Bring your hands just out in front of you. Lift your hips up off your heels. If you have your blanket, you can place it on the other side. And then bring your heels towards the left. And your right foot's going to rest in the arch of your left foot. And then you can bring that blanket under your hip, or you just want your hips kind of neutral on the ground. Take your arms up towards the sky, reaching up. And a side body stretch towards towards the left. Make this right hip really heavy. Soften your shoulder from your ear. And then cast a smile upon your face. Because smiling is free. Stay here and breathe. Breathing in. And breathing out. Enjoying the flow. 2 more deep breaths. Your body can undulate too. It doesn't ever have to stand still. Take another deep breath. Now reach back up. And then we're going to take a deep twist. Your left hand comes across onto the outside of this right knee. Right hand behind you. Use your hand that's behind you to inhale to lengthen. And exhale, twist. We'll keep breathing. Inhale. Maybe sigh. You can move your head. Let's bobble it around. Inhaling. Your chest rises, expands, receives the breath. Pressing the breath out, emptying completely. And then slowly we're going to come all the way back to neutral. Bring yourself back on your heels and move your blanket out the way. Hands up again in front, show your knees, tuck your toes under. Bring your heels together, sit on your heels. Grab your tiny toes and pull your tiny toes forward. And then take your fingers to your heels and press them towards each other. So you're getting ready Hands at the place of your heart. Close your eyes and drop in. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Bring your fingertips down to the mat. Bring your knees off the mat and just hover your knees. And now you can just play for a moment, finding your balance. Maybe you bring your hands to your place of your heart. And you bring a smile to your lips. You can play with your hands. Maybe it's like a dragon. And she weaves her way, the water dragon. Squeeze your inner knees in towards each other. And then so you can bring your heels down, bring your hands forward as you slowly bring your heels down. Squeeze your inner knees towards each other. Use your hands, bring them forward. Lengthen through your spine, squeeze your knees. Close your eyes here for a moment. And then you're going to bring your bottom down towards the mat. There we go. Knees together. And see if you can lift your heels off the mat. So you're floating like a boat. And then inhale, arms up. And we can just row the boat. So we're going to bring the knees towards the left, right hands towards the right. Inhale up. Opposite side. Smile on the lips. Can you imagine yourself at play? Maybe it's a boat that you've seen before. Or you've done floating as a kid somewhere. Bring the arms up and down. Knees to each side. A little inner core work. Squeeze your knees together. It's part of the game. Keep breathing. Remember to smile. A couple more each side. And a couple more, because a couple more is just going to be coming a couple more. Because we love to give and gift and play. So each side, a few more. Keep squeezing your knees and smiling if you can too. And then come back to center and pull your knees into your chest. Feet down towards the ground and sit up nice and tall. Lengthen through your spine. And take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Deep breath in. Full breath out. So walk your feet back. Just a little bit away from your hips and your hands behind your bottom with the fingers facing towards your hips. You're going to press into your hands. You're going to lift up your hips. We've been here before. And we're going to put everything back into the box. So we can take it on our delivery run. So press into your hands. Lift up your hips. Squeeze your inner knees towards each other. Don't drop your head back, but press and be strong. There's a long ways to go. We have a long journey. Let's go forward and back. Feel the stretch in our wrists. The strength in our body. Come a little bit further back. And then forward. And back. And forward. And then bring your hips right between your heels. And bring your feet together. You're going to use your hands here. I'm just going to wiggle forward. I've been wiggling off screen. Use your hands here to lift your chin, your chest, and your knees. Press them down towards the mat. And then as you inhale, bring them up. And then as you exhale, press them down towards the mat like a butterfly. Pull them up. And the whole time you're pressing your hands into the ground, you're elevating your spinal column. Yeah, you can also like stretch open your mouth or turn your head. Whatever feels right. The next time the knees come down, so if you can wiggle your sit bones a little bit closer towards your heels. And then you take your hands and you walk them back. And you lengthen your body out onto the earth. Until you're all the way down. And then take your arms up towards the sky, reach them up and make circles with your wrists. And in the other direction, It's like we're wrapping you all the way up. And then hands can rest just on the inside of the knees. Again, like we did before, as you inhale, you're going to press this time your hands into the knees, and the knees or the legs into the hands, but don't let the knees come up. And then as you exhale, just let everything soften. Again, as you inhale, you're going to press your hands into your legs. So you're trying to tape it into the box, trying to get it all in there. And then as you exhale, everything just kind of like softens down. You do that a couple more times. You're going to press hands into the knees. And then everything's just going to, again, deep breath in. And down. And one more time, up. And down. Now inhale the knees all the way up and let them touch. But this time, heel toe your feet out from each other. Press into your heels a little and tuck your tailbone forward. So your whole spine is nice and flat on the mat. You're going to bring your hands just onto your pelvis here. Just below your navel, maybe the fingertips are touching. So you can feel yourself actually breathing. How you inhale, there's spaciousness. And then exhaling, just breathing in and breathing out. Bring your palms down to the ground, palms down. And break your knees, but keep your feet flat. And they're a little bit wider than your hips. You can wiggle them out a little bit more. Gently drop the knees towards the right. Maybe all the way down if you can, or as far as it can go. If you've got a cushion and you can bring it underneath your knee if you need to, you can do that too. And then take your left arm just up next to your left ear and gently draw your head towards the left. You can rest your right hand either on your leg or in your stomach. Breathe here. And sometimes, like as you're breathing here, you'll find that your body releases just energy. Something will come up. You can even maybe touch it with your left hand just to acknowledge what it's feeling. And then breathe into that space. Wherever you feel it, maybe it's in your rib cage or in your abdomen. Let your belly just move with your breath. Take a few more deep breaths, just breathing here. And one more big breath. The hand that's up, the left arm, just pull it down so it's next to your hip. Both palms down on the ground. Inhale, lift the knees up. Just take a moment here with the feet flat. You can even bring your hands back onto your pelvis. Do a little scooping of your tailbone by pressing, like lifting into your heels and gently rounding your pelvic floor up towards your navel, tucking the tailbone forward. And then melt it back down towards the ground. And feel the rootedness, the flatness, your whole sacrum, pelvic area balanced. So that there's space for your spine to be exactly how it should be, where each vertebra is perfectly placed in the spine. Now bring the hands back flat to the mat and gently drop your knees towards the left. If you need to place something underneath your right knee, do that. Take your right arm right up to your ear. You can turn your head gently and then use your left hand. Just investigate your body, see where something shows up. You can just touch on it. Press it away. Massage it. The whole time here you're breathing too, your hand can just be on your belly and really connecting to your breath. everything else, the world around you, time stands still. We're unmoving through time. We're in that perfect bubble. This is time just to focus like all the energy on you. Like, where does joy come from within you? Joy comes when we're naturally being you. Take another deep breath in. And then slowly you're going to pull this right arm down. Lift the knees all the way up. Walk the feet so they're close towards each other. Again, press into your feet. Tuck your tailbone like underneath you. And then gently draw the knees into your chest. Your hands on your knees. Pull them into your chest and rock side to side. And then feet down onto the earth. And slide out one leg straight. And then the other one, slide it. Don't even lift it, just slide it out. And then let your hand just peel down towards the ground. And the other one, you can gently tuck the shoulders softly underneath you. Gently press through your heels. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, your feet and your arms and your head and your body and all things are melting. And you notice the melting. Feels tender. Feels yummy in many ways. Again, just feel your breath in your body. It illuminates and it heals. And as you're breathing out, you're just relaxing. I am Spirit's fire, breath of life, Apollo's lyre, spark ablazed in cherished flight. All I touch, I do ignite. I am knowing, spirit flowing, fire filling form with light. I am the brilliant crystalline core. As cosmic breath I dance and soar. Life's essence infusing time and space, arousing creation with tender grace. Revelation of the beloved's face, mystic reunion divine. As I billow into divine mother's silken sails, we fill the spiral dance with forms unveiled that awaken the dazzling light upon the face of creation. All do I arouse upon the shimmering crest of my graceful descent. Breathe deeply of the pervasive presence. Feel its exhilaration. I ignite the circuitry of your potential. I mirror the potency of your presence, the completion of your polarity. I am the frequency of unseen forces through which, in this moment, reality courses. Hear me laughing as wind through the trees. See me moving mighty ocean waves in rapturous vortices. All I touch, I stir in celebration, in honor of divine elevation. As galactic solar wind, I am knowing, danced as the one, power purifying. I arise. I am inspiration as it flies. Let me lift you, free you, fill you. I carry the very breath of heaven upward upon my windy wings, enfolding you with the sweetest song simplicity can sing.
So feeling yourself stirring. The pleasantness of just letting go. The most powerful practice is our Shavasana. It's the completeness, it's the depth. And so as we move into this new season, this wintry months, this process of complete annihilation of what was, so that finally we can rebirth, bring to light that which is truly us. So as you're stirring and awakening, just notice all things that have been showing up. Breathing deeper, stretching the toes and the fingers and the nose. Making circles with the wrists. Circles with the feet. Stretching the body all the way out. As you stretch your body from tips of toes to tips of nose and tips of fingers. Open your mouth and stick out your tongue and waggle it about. And stretch your body a little bit more as you take a deep breath in. Make a big yawn sound. And roll your body to one side. Pulling your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a nice big hug. And just whispering in your own ear, I'm such a great gift. I'm such a great gift to the world. I'm such a great gift to me. Acknowledge yourself. And then hands to the earth. Feel Mother Earth's rich soils. Give thanks for this place that we can gather and join in merriment. And press yourself up, find a comfortable seat. Palms together at the place of our heart. At my Anjali. And so as we step through these doorways, undoing our old self and gifting ourselves something completely brilliant, can we look into our life and have immense gratitude for the things that we naturally just have in our life, how it is. The things that offer beauty and remembrance and inspiration. It doesn't matter what perceptions we hold, but see if you can see the beauty that exists, the gift that's already there with you. Give gratitude to all of that. And thumbs between your eyebrows. Gratitude to your inner sight, always guiding you. And the light within me bows the infinite light within all of you. Each of you, independently, individually, collectively. Namaste, I adore you.